Kristen from LÍLLÉbaby, and good morning or good afternoon, I suppose. It is afternoon on the East Coast. I had to check the time. And we're just going to be chatting today about traveling and how to use your carrier, where you're going, and just to give you some general tips for what to prepare, what to expect over the holiday season. So give me a second. We're just gonna make sure everything is like up and running and that you guys can see me. So if you're here, let's get some hearts, get some likes. Let me know that I can see you. And then also let me know where you're going. If you guys are driving, if you're flying, or if you're staying right at home, where you're gonna be. So let me get this up and running so I can see your comments. We got some people watching and available. Okay, throw me some comments because I'm not seeing anything show up. So if you're here, let's get a hi, a like, a thumbs up, a good morning, good afternoon, something, because I'm not seeing your comments. And obviously this is supposed to be interactive, so I want to be able to see you and what you're saying. Woohoo! All right, you guys are here. Okay, we got some flyers. We are good morning. Perfect, you guys can see me, you can hear me. So, as I mentioned, I'm Kristen, and I am with LÍLLÉbaby, and today we're just going to chat a little bit about traveling. So, one of the most helpful things that you can have when you're traveling this holiday season is going to be your carrier. Obviously, having something that can keep baby next to you, whether you're trying to avoid germs and kissing and touching, or you're just trying to give baby a safe, familiar place to rest with all the chaos that tends to happen around the holidays, your carrier is going to be your lifeline. So, I've got the complete all seasons here. And I have it set in the wide seat, and that's for a good reason, because I'm going to show you a couple ways to wear the carrier and still be able to carry your things. And so I'm going to use my larger doll, Tote, and we're going to put him in a back carry. So back carries are always going to be the wide seat, and if we have time, I'll show you how to adjust it to the narrow seat before we leave. So if you're using a smaller baby or you want to use the forward-facing option, you actually adjust the seat to narrow. And what you're going to do is look at these seat flaps on the front. You're just going to unsnap them, and then they unthread from the waistband. You're going to do that on both sides and then bring it in, and that's how you narrow the seat. So since I'm going to be using a bigger and an older baby, I'm going to leave it set in the wide seat. So did I color my hair dark? I did. Yes, I'm finally ready for winter and fall. So thanks for noticing. Yes, I did color my hair a little bit darker. It's just to cover up the grays. So we're just going to go with it's seasonal and not necessary. Whatever. It's necessary. I had a lot of grays. So first thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you a couple different things that I use when I travel. So working for LÍLLÉbaby gives me the opportunity to do a lot of travel. I travel for events, for educational, for photo shoots, whatever it is. And it's really great that I get to bring Colby along with me. But at around almost 2 years old, she's getting a little bit busier when we're in the airport. So I'll show you kind of some tips and tricks that I use, and maybe that can benefit you as well. So the first thing I do is I rarely carry, or I check luggage, so I carry on. So I like to get a nice hard shell suitcase that I can stuff everything in, and it fits really nicely in the overhead bag, or the overhead bin. The other nice thing is your car seat, okay? Traveling with a car seat is obviously kind of cumbersome, but it's really helpful and really necessary. It's obviously going to be the safest way for baby on an airplane if you have the option to bring your car seat. Always make sure that your car seat has this label on there that says it's safe to use on an airplane. That way you can board your airplane with your car seat and you're ready to go. To travel through the airport, you see I kind of have this apparatus. It's called the Go-Go Babies, and it straps on kind of like your old school rollerblades. There's just this one little loop that goes through the back of the car seat, and it ratchets, and that makes your car seat rollable. So I don't even own a stroller, but this is a great way to be able to take your suitcase, put it in your car seat, and your car seat is on a roller, and then you roll your little happy self right to the gate. This goes on the airplane with you. You detach your car seat, you can gate check the little Go-Go Baby thing and carry your car seat on, and you're ready to go. The other nice thing is you may seem that people are a little bit grumpy this time of year, but people are generally willing to help if you ask. And if you look like you have your hands full and you're stressed out, people are going to help you, and they're going to recognize that. So if you see another parent struggling, be that helper for them, because you know you'd like to see that in return. So yeah, the Go-Go Babies, I'm telling you, it's crazy. Like, I've had this thing for 7 years. I had it when my youngest was a my oldest was a baby, and it's been like the #1 thing I recommend for traveling. So If you don't have a go-go roller or you're not looking to get a hand cart, your stroller can work just the same. Like I honestly use a stroller to pack as much stuff in. So I will put the car seat, I'll put my carry-on, I'll put whatever I can in the stroller and put the baby on me because I feel like it's easier to maneuver and push a stroller than it is to worry about the toddler reaching out, grabbing things, kicking things, whatever. So I put the baby on me and everything else in my stroller or in my car seat and you can wheel right to the gate. So let's talk. Good morning. Thanks for joining in. If you guys are tuning in, we're doing some tips and tricks for how to travel this holiday season. And let's get right down to the carrier. So when it comes to baby wearing in the airport, if your child is old enough, I love to do a back carry because then it keeps your hands free to be able to reach anything that you need with you. And I always leave the lumbar support on because again, I'm all about looking as cool as possible all the time. And actually, I just don't want to lose anything. So always again, buckle through the safety webbing. We're going to do a back carry first because again, I warned you, I'm going to be using good old Todd, my big boy carry. So we've got Todd and we're going to put Todd on my back. Todd is not an ideal candidate for a back carry because he's a little floppy. He does not be able to support himself, but for demonstrative purposes, and since Todd's not real, we're going to work with Todd. Okay, so we're going to scoot him on our back. Always, always, always keep at least one hand on the baby. If you have somebody that you're traveling with, this is obviously somebody that can help you. But we're just going to pull this up and over. Todd, give it a little bounce. Make sure no fabric is stuck under there. We want to make sure that we have all the fabric up nice and high so it extends across to his back. And then we're going to give this a nice adjustment. If you didn't realize, this webbing adjusts. So if you're doing a back carry and you feel like it's kind of choking you, move them down. If you feel like it's hitting you kind of strangely in the bus line, bring them up and make sure you're both comfy. All right, so Todd is on my back. My hands are free. Step one is done. So when can you back carry? That's a great question. I'm just gonna move this back a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Our recommendation is at least a minimum of 6 months when baby can fit the wide seat of your complete carrier. And when I say fit, I mean their knees need to be able to bend and swing freely. If you put your kiddo in a wide seat and their legs are sticking out like this, they're not quite ready. You want to make sure that they can move and bend so that they're nice and comfortable. So 6 months is the minimum, and when they fit the wide seat of the panel, they can sit unassisted so that they don't have to worry about positionally, falling, slumping, anything like that. So we definitely see that around 6 to 9 months is when you can start. The Seat Me and the Essentials, all of them have that exact same requirement of the 6 months as a minimum. So, all right, so we've got Todd on my back, which means our hands are free to show you where do you put your stuff. So I've already made sure that I've got my bag packed with my carry-on stuff, right? And I've got that stuffed in my car seat on my go-go rollers, but that doesn't help me get through the airport. Hold on. You guys, I have been playing with my Lilla tote. This is the Dash, the tote pack. If you guys are not in a LÍLLÉbaby love group, you should probably request to join and get there because we did a little what can you stuff in your Lilla tote pack. So I've stuffed this full with everything myself, whoops, and Todd are going to need on our flight. So as you can see, let's go through the outer pockets first. I have a water bottle for myself. I have a toddler cup for Todd. Now here's the kicker about this one. I love straw cups. Straw cups are like my go-to for my little ones. However, I really love these 360 style cups because if you're using a straw cup on an airplane, the pressure when it changes will make the water spurt out, which is kind of obnoxious. And if you're traveling with little ones, you can put your water in here. So whether you're mixing formula or you have your breast milk in here or you have just regular water in here, you can go through security with this already filled up. So they'll generally make you undo this and they'll put like a little vapor strip over here, but you can totally fill this up. So mom and dad, sorry, you cannot. So this is for the kiddo and I put it on the outside here. I just kind of loop the little handles over the side. So I got my cup and I have toddler's cup, right? Anyone else scared? But see, here's the thing. So we're just talking about stuff you already have. And if you don't have the Dash tote pack, it's 30 bucks. And the shirt, somebody was asking about the shirt. These are the Fresh Apparel collaborative shirts. They are great for nursing because they're slightly V-necked. So if you want to nurse in your carrier, we can talk about that later. I'm getting distracted. Okay, so I have outer pouch. We have the water bottle. We have the water bottle for baby. And then there's another little pocket up here that I have not stocked. So we have one pocket free. In this front pouch, I have, because it can zipper shut, I have my wallet. And I love to travel. I don't know if you guys can see this. This is like a really slim, thin wallet, which is great because I can keep my ID, my card, and the stuff I need for baby's identification, like your health card, all that stuff, in here. And it's really slim, so it makes it easy to pack in here. I can also slide my phone. And when I'm done, I've got this zippered shut. Over on this side, I have the wipes in the top part because I want them to be easily accessible. Because obviously if you're in an airplane or an airport, everything's kind of dirty. So I love to just kind of keep these out and accessible so that I can wipe down any of the surfaces that I'm on. And then this bottom one that kind of has this little flap over the top, that's where I keep my snacks. So I've got some granola bars, I've got some fruit snacks, I've got some hidden things in there that can surprise Todd when he starts getting a little bit ordinary. So that's just the outside of the dash, okay? Inside of the dash is where we have the good stuff. So first thing you have is a child's lovey, right? We definitely want to have something that baby's gonna feel familiar with. The next thing, link the wallet. Yeah, I'll find the wallet link for you and I'll send it to you. It's really helpful because it's waterproof too, so it's small, compact, I dig it. Next thing is small toys. Now I really love these Tegu blocks. I don't know if you guys know what these are. They're magnetic wooden blocks. And what's great about them being magnetic is they stick to each other. So they're less likely to fall and like get lost. And they're really entertaining for kids. So this is like just a little travel set of those. And then I have the wet bag. Okay, so this is a bag inside of a bag inside of a bag. This is a wet bag. And if you cloth diaper, this is gonna look pretty familiar. If you don't, you're gonna wanna check this out. So what I have, this is called a wet dry, which means this top pocket, which is really large, is waterproof. So if your kiddo has a blowout or some kind of accident, or they just get like super messy, you can always put the dirty clothes in the top here, and then you can zip it up so it doesn't impact like the rest of your luggage. And then in the front, I have diapers, I have the wipes that are on the outside of my package, and then I also have a change of clothes. And I always tend to bring pajamas because they're comfy, they're easy to get on, and they're pretty portable, and they can obviously compact. The other thing I'm gonna show you, and again, if you cloth diaper, you're gonna notice what this is. This is a cover. If you don't, I always recommend these for parents to use when you're traveling over disposables. Sometimes you'll hear people say, oh, if you're going on an airplane, put 2 diapers on the baby, bring an extra pair of clothes, all of that, because there's just something interesting about airplanes and babies that tend to lead to blowouts and lots of leaky diapers. So I love using a cloth diaper cover, which is literally just a waterproof layer of a cover, and you can put that over your disposable. Because there's elastic around the top and elastic around the legs, it keeps everything in and contained. So while this might end up getting messy, you're at least saving yourself an outfit and clothing, and this can end up being washed. You can hand wash it, you can put it in the washing machine with your towels, whatever is easiest for you. You can wash it and you can just wipe it out and use it. So I love traveling with these because after being at an event with Colby on my back and going through one blowout that literally went through the carrier, up my shirt, up her shirt, I'm like, you know, I should probably take my own advice and travel with some covers. So I've got disposable diapers, I've got 2 covers, I've got a change of clothes, all inside this wet bag. And that's, again, all inside my dash tote. So I haven't even gotten to the bottom of this thing yet. The other thing I've got packed in here is a Hyuga cover. So if you guys are traveling somewhere cold, having a warm carrier cover is a really great way to add layers to your kiddo without adding a ton of bulk to your packaging. So obviously you know that if you're in a car seat in the winter, you're not wearing a big puffy coat, you want to travel with blankets, layer on your kiddos. This is a great way that you can attach it to your carrier when you get to your cold weather destination, and then you've already got a layer of warmth and security on your kiddo. So this fits best on the complete, but it also works with the essentials, with the carry-on, with the seat knee, and this is the Hyuga warming cover. So it's a light, like wind-resistant material on the outside. It's not like waterproof, so if you're in like the rain, you're gonna get wet, but it's kind of like wipeable. So if you're in snow or even some of that sleet, that just brush right off. And the inside is this really, really nice soft fleece, and this attaches right to your carrier. So on your way home, you'll already have it attached to your carrier, leaving you even more room in your dash. Okay, so we've got, what did I just pull? And but wait, there's more. baby's blanket. Always, always, always bring baby's blanket, because the airplane will get a little bit chilly, a little bit cold, and you don't want to overdress them, because if you're wearing them, you're going to have that body heat. You're going to already have a little bit of anxiety, so you're going to already be a little bit warmer than usual. So dressing baby in appropriate weather-related carrier or weather-related clothing, and then you can just have a blanket for the car, blanket for the airplane, and the Hyuga cover for when you're out and about. So blanket for baby. And then more toys. I don't know if your kids are into Transformers, but like all of my kids love these. And these are really small. They're one-piece toys, but they're easy to travel with. And they don't take up a lot of space, but they're still pretty interesting. So these and my Tegu blocks, they always go with me. Okay, and then what else is in here? There's also, inside this dash pack is a zippered pouch. So in the zippered pouch, I have a charging brick, because you never want to be without your phone. And you also have Post-it notes. If you've ever sat with a kiddo on an airplane, Post-it notes are life, because they're less sticky than stickers, so they're not as obnoxious to try and peel off the tray tables, but they're still just as fun for kiddos. So Post-it notes, put that on your list. All right, so you have Post-it notes, a charging brick, whatever. What else is in here? Oh, and there's also a couple books. So there's an inside, just start peeling all this stuff off and you guys can see what I'm talking about. Inside the Dash tote pack is another, like, I don't know what this is. I guess it's elastic pouch that I've got a pack of stickers, because sometimes the Post-its just aren't going to cut it. So we put the Post-its in there, right? We have a little board book, and then we have, what's left? This one, and I'll be honest with you, I kind of stuffed this one in there just to see if it would fit. But if your kiddos have these books that you can draw on, these are really kind of cool. So it's like one of those dry erase books for toddlers. That again, depending on your age, this may or may not be appropriate, which is why I stuffed some stickers and some board books in there. But check this book out. Like, it's one of those ones that the pages are like erasable. So you just put your little dry erase marker in here and you've got a busy book. And again, all of this fit right inside my Dash tote pack. So I had meant to show you how to use it, but as you might have seen, it can be used if you're doing a back carry. It can be slung over your shoulder. And what I like to do if I'm carrying a shoulder bag is, let me see, I sling it over this shoulder and then I buckle my chest clip through here. So it's still like nicely on my shoulder, but if I like lean over, it's not gonna fall. So if you guys are using a back carry and you've got your shoulder bag, check that out. Just loop it through your chest clip and then you still have this. If you guys are front carrying your little ones, let's see. I'm gonna show you this one more time. If you're front carrying your little ones, what you can do is you just adjust the strap here, and then this turns into a backpack. So you've got this nice, super packable tote that you can stuff all of creation in there, as you saw. And it actually fits a carrier as well. So let me see. All right, so now we have the backpack style. And I can be super cool and just show you what it looks like on the front. So you can carry your backpack if you're front carrying, or you carry it as a tote if you're back carrying, whatever's easiest for you. So I'm super in love with it, and what I really love, like I said, is it's not really structured, so you can really stuff this to the gills. If you're a great packer, I really need to work on my packing skills, but if you're a great packer, I can imagine the amazingness that you could stuff inside here. Okay, so good. I'm glad you guys are loving these tips. Let me see what else I can get. I know, so chest clip, it's so amazing, because then if you don't want to convert the bag, you've already got it set up, you're ready to go, but then when you get to your destination, you're not going to have this thing like stuffed to the gills, so you just want to be able to have something that's nice and versatile. So again, this is a Dash tote pack. Now there were some questions about how to fold your carrier. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to do that. So I'm going to just slowly take Todd off my bag. He's been such a happy little guy. And we're going to take him down. And let's say you've arrived to your destination, Todd is safely and snugly in his car seat, and you've got your blanket out, you've got your wet bag out, and you're like, okay, I'm just gonna keep Todd in the car seat for a little while. I don't need my carrier right now. How do I store it? I'm gonna show you. And I'm just gonna try and do this because of the awkward angle, so you bear with me. So you have your carrier, you're going to hold both straps together. I'm gonna stand on my tiptoes and then fold them in on each other. From here, let me just unbuckle this. You're going to roll it towards the waistband and then secure it with the waistband. Another reason why I like to keep the lumbar support on, because it just kind of keeps everything in a nice secure little bubble. All right, so there you go. That's how I roll mine down. And from here, you can actually stuff it in your Dash tote pack. If I could. It's kind of hard to do one-handed, I'm not gonna lie. A little bit easier to do if you have a table or you're sitting on something. All right, voila. And then here we go. Drawstring the top. And just, you know, just to add a little bit more fun to the gang, we're gonna put it on as a backpack so you see what I'm talking about. I love that you guys are like totally getting this, like how it works and what to do with it. Again, it makes sense. So, traveled 3 times with mine, never had an issue. All right, perfect. So there you go. Now I got my carrier on my back, or my tote pack on my back, and I'm free to put a carrier on my front. So for me, I like to embody the less is more concept when traveling, but sometimes with kids it's not that easy. So I stick to the bare necessities. I stick with what I can fit in one hand and what I can carry on with me, because I don't want to check bags if I don't have to. Obviously, if you're traveling with a family for an extended period of time, checking bags is going to be even better because you'll have hands-free. But there are obviously options to which you can do it. I know there was a mom asking about how to carry a 50-pound ruck with a baby and a stroller, and there was something else that she was asking for. And for me, I would just use the stroller just like you do your car seat. So stuff your car seat with, or stuff your stroller with everything that you don't want to carry, because that's going to be the easiest way for you to push and maneuver, and you can put your kiddo on your front or on your back. Now, when you're going through security, you can actually wear your baby in the carrier. The only hitch I always tell people is if you are traveling with a ring sling, you're going to be a little bit mindful of going through security, because these rings, given that they're metal, will likely set off the security. So you will probably have to take your baby out of the carrier if you're using a ring sling. And I've also heard that sometimes certain airports with the luxe carrier, so the ones that have like the gold medallions and the detailing, or the silver medallions, can trigger some metal detectors as well, so you may have to take baby out for those. But generally speaking, those are the only 2 hiccups that I've personally seen or experienced when traveling with a carrier. So every time I've had them on my front or on my back in a regular complete that doesn't have the luxe hardware, I've been able to breeze right through, and then I just haul everything either in my car seat or in a stroller if that's what you're carrying. So car seat carts are wonderful, perfect. I had set it off once and was asked to be removed. So yeah, there's some people that have had, based on the metal on your carrier, it can trigger the detectors. So you may have to take baby out. But generally speaking, you can walk right through security. They tend to swab your hands. So be careful with the hand sanitizer beforehand. Just a heads up. I look like a mule when I flew. Exactly, but you know what? You do what you gotta do to get stuff done. And as moms and as parents, we're not here to waste time. We're here to get to our destination. Understand and give yourself a little bit of grace, because just when you think you're going to be perfect, your kid's going to make a liar out of you. Been there, done that plenty of times, and sometimes you just have to grin and bear it and know that you're doing your best, and that there are people that understand you're doing your best, and your goal right there is to keep you and your child safe and calm, and you know what, forget everybody else that's staring at you, because I've been there and it's hard, but you know what, you'll get through it, and there's a 99% chance you're never going to see those people again. So just kind of give yourself a little bit of grace there. So let me see if anybody else has any questions. If I've missed your question, these are kind of going through a little bit quickly. Please feel free to retype it so I don't miss it again, and we'll be able to go through and answer after the video is posted as well. But just to kind of sum it up, have a carrier. Where did I put my carrier? Anybody see like where I chucked it when I was talking? Because now I've misplaced. Oh. You guys can tell me that I'm slowly losing my mind. I put my carrier in the bag. So let's pull that back out and we'll show you a couple different ways. Again, if you have a big kid or a smaller baby and you're going to do the front wearing, I'll show you how to get the Dash tote pack on your back. All right, so let me just show you real quick, since we're here and we're chatting, how to adjust the carrier to narrow And we'll do it with a smaller baby. We'll put the Dash tote pack on her back, and then you'll really see how you can plow through the airport. Every time I'm with Colby and I have her on my back and I've got her car seat and my suitcase and everything else that I'm traveling with, people always look at me like I'm like slowly losing it, but you know what? I'm on my way and I'm already in the Uber by the time they're still getting their bags, so check it. All right, so first thing we're gonna do is we're going to take the snap off and we're going to remove these, thank you, Catherine. Yes, I found it. I'm going to remove these seat flaps from the waistband. And from here, this is again adjusting to the narrow seat. So this is what you'll do for smaller babies or children that you're using the forward facing feature with. You're always going to use the narrow seat when forward facing. So from here, we're just going to fold those little flaps in on themselves. And yes, you can see, let me give you a little, check it out. You see it? That's rose gold. In case you forgot, the Mama Bear has beautiful rose gold hardware. Okay, so we've got the seat in narrow. I'm just going to put my lumbar support back on because after a long day of traveling, I guarantee you're going to want a little bit of a reprieve for your back. So let's pop this on. And, oh, I twisted it. Hold on. This is what happens when you're trying to do stuff standing up and upside down. Things get a little contorted. All right, so from here, again, when you put your carrier on, you always want it somewhere between your natural waist and your hips, depending on the age and size of your baby, because the goal is again to have their head up near your collarbone. 4 duffel bags being checked. Girlfriend, you're gonna get that. So I really love the carts they give you at the baggage check for everything that's being checked. Push those carts and it's like the best $5 I've ever spent. All right, so from here we've got Margot. And Margot is a sweet, tiny little thing. So we're just gonna have her facing us because airplanes and airports can be scary and they can be noisy and we don't want to make baby all freaked out before we even get on the plane, right? So let's get baby up, buckle the chest clip. From here, we're gonna give these a nice little tug. Okay, so we've got Margot on our front. I've got my tote pack adjusted to a backpack. I've got that on my back. From here, I have my carry-on stuffed ever so neatly inside my car seat roller, and I'm just going to pick this up for you again so you can see what I'm doing. Car seat attached to the Go-Go babies with the suitcase in here, and from here my behind is just rolling through the airport. So if you're looking to not carry on anything or not to check anything, that's a way that you can do it. You can supplement your stroller for the car seat roller. Just put your car seat, put your bag, put everything you don't want to carry in the stroller. Wear your baby. That's my biggest advice, is wear your baby. There's a lot of noise, there's a lot of germs, there's a lot of scary stuff on, and you are giving them that safe place. Once they're calm, it'll help calm you, and you guys are going to be totally perfect. So I'm the mom with the ruck. Yes, that's you, Kiana. So what I would recommend is pop everything you can in that stroller. And then when you get down to the bottom, you're going to be able to take your car seat on the plane. You're going to be able to gate check your stroller, and then you can carry your ruck. So if you've got the baby on your back, you can always carry your bag on front of you as you're walking through the aisle. I've been known to do that. If you have the baby on your front, you can always strap your backpack on, just like I would with the Dash tote pack, and you're ready to go. So being able to gate check that stroller is really helpful. Here's the other thing. If you are borrowing a stroller from a friend to use when you're traveling, make sure you know how to break it down. I might have had that problem this March when I traveled to DC and I borrowed a stroller and I had no clue how to make it smaller. So I'm like trying to get through security and I'm trying to like fold up this stroller. That didn't go well. Then I get to the bottom of the gate and I've already like forgotten how to fold it up again. So it was a little bit stressful and a little bit chaotic. So I would recommend practicing that part as well. So, all right, awesome. It looks like you guys are able to get some tips, and please feel free to offer some words of encouragement to the parents that are watching this video as well. If you've been there, what worked for you, what you've learned. And again, if you see a parent struggling this holiday season as you guys are traveling, offer a helping hand. See what you can do to help with them, because you've got to know that they're feeling just as much stress, if not more, than you are. And so being able to give them a safe place to be like, look, I'm with you, I got this, I've been there, is always helpful. So just be kind, give each other grace, give yourself some grace, and you're totally going to nail it. I guarantee it. So thanks for tuning in. These are some tips, and again, we will check through the comments and we'll be able to respond throughout the day. But again, give some tips of your own, leave some encouragement for parents, and join us over in Little Baby Love where we chat more tips and tricks. All right, thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a great rest of your week. Bye-bye.